This is Business Week Armenia, ＳiviLNet's weekly economic digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia this week. The Armenian government has still not begun construction on its much-vaunted dry port logistics project in the northwestern city of Gyumri, as talks with international investors continue to drag on. That is according to the Russian state-owned Sputnik news agency, which reported last week that the project's launch date has now been postponed indefinitely. In written comments to Sputnik, Armenia's economy minister confirmed that negotiations with potential investors remain ongoing, listing the Asian Development Bank as well as entities involved in implementing similar projects in the United Arab Emirates, Iraq, and Qatar. That is the same response ＳiviLNet received from the Economy Ministry last October, when our fact-checking team contacted the agency for comment on the matter. In its communications with SiviLNet and Sputnik, the Economy Ministry did not provide any updated time frame for the project. Construction was initially set to begin last year. The Armenian government first put forward the idea of setting up a large industrial park and special economic zone in Gyumri in 2022, saying the so-called dry port could help unlock landlocked Armenia's economic potential. The government has marketed the project as a major public-private initiative, earmarking some $37 million for that purpose. Speaking to reporters last month, Economy Minister Gevorg Papoyan said his agency remains committed to the dry port and revealed the government is seeking an additional $50 million in private funding to launch the project. Papoyan previously called attracting greater foreign investment to Armenia one of its top priorities. An independent feasibility study found there is sufficient demand in the region to justify the project, but it remains unclear if the dry port would be able to function at its maximum potential if Armenia's nearby border with Turkey remains closed. A first-of-its-kind work stoppage at the Zangezur Copper-Molybdenum Combine, Armenia's largest and most profitable company, ended last week after senior management agreed to raise wages and improve working conditions in fresh talks with strike organizers. In a press release last Monday, the company announced it would increase salaries by an average of 20%, upgrade its healthcare plans, and modernize its air ventilation systems. The deal appears to include concessions by both the company, which had previously called any wage hikes unrealistic, and the striking workers, who had initially demanded 50% raises. The agreement notably does not include a commitment to rehire 8 strike organizers who were dismissed the week prior. In addition, the fate of multiple appeals filed by the company urging law enforcement to launch criminal proceedings against the strike organizers remains unclear. Even so, Vahe Mkhitaryan, one of the dismissed strike organizers, hailed the deal as an achievement we can congratulate ourselves on, and defended what he called his former colleagues' legitimate reasons for the strike, which was not authorized by their Yerevan-based union. The company says it incurred losses of about $1 million per day during the 11-day strike. The talks that ended the work stoppage were mediated by Armen Khachadurian, a senior lawmaker from the ruling Civil Contract Party, who stressed he only took part in his personal capacity and not as a government representative. Even though it owns a nearly 22% stake in the enterprise, the Armenian government pointedly refused to help resolve the work stoppage. The strike has renewed attention on the Zangezur mine's key role in Armenia's economy. The sprawling enterprise in Armenia's strategically positioned southernmost Sunik region employs some 4,600 people and paid upwards of $255 million in taxes last year, making it the country's biggest employer and taxpayer. The mine is majority owned by entities linked to Russian oligarch Roman Trotsenko, who is under sanctions by the United States and European Union. You can check out our latest dispatches from last week's conference on Armenia's energy security, which ＳiviLNet organized in Yerevan. Hagop Vardanyan, former Deputy Infrastructure Minister, provided exclusive comments to ＳiviLNet on the crucial issues of Armenia-Iran energy relations and the future of Armenia's nuclear power industry. The full write-ups are available now on our website at civilnet.am or through the links in the video description below. And as always, please follow ＳiviLNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.